Dia and Nunu, embarrassing. Embarrassing. And first and foremost, the fact that after that whole shit happened, you already got into your fight with Diamond.
Yeah.
Everybody else already fought. Natalie said, who else wants another round? Then Dia, I would like to get my leg back.
Not you.
Who acts politely like that? Girl, if you don't go get off the show at this point, because you really said I would like.
Yo.
You're being polite?
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, top, top.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I am your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jessie Strange.
And you already know we are back again with another fucking Baddies recap. Your favorite. Your favorite. You guys love the Baddies. Okay, so we are here to analyze and recap and talk about all of the things that we saw.
Yep. The last two episodes.
The last two episodes. We are doing a 2-episode basis. So yes.
Yeah.
A 2-episode review, okay? So yeah, we're going to be talking about the last 2 episodes. So buckle up.
A lot going on.
A lot was going on, girl. You know a bitch had to take notes.
Right. So where do we start off? Where's
All right. So the last episode, obviously we left off at Tommy coming in on the horse.
Oh my God.
Tommy coming in on her fucking high horse, right? That was her grand entrance, okay? So Tommy comes in, and I guess her and Natalie have unresolved beef. So, of course, in true Zeus fashion, the two decide to rumble it out. Now, they fight. They have, like, what, 2 rounds? Or was it, like, 3?
It was like 3.
It was, like, 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the car counts as 1. It was like... Yeah.
So, me personally, I think Tommy dragged her, but you know.
Yo, and that was so funny because it was like, everyone's like on the show was like, Natalie. And I'm like, did we just watch the same?
Yeah, we just watched the same episode?
Right.
Like, everybody was sucking her dick. Everybody was like, yeah, you won, you had that. You beat her the fuck up. Oh my gosh. Natalie's talking her shit as usual. She's always talking her shit. And I'm like, last time I checked, you were on the ground in the sand and Tommy was on top of you, but you somehow were the winner of that fight. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because of the car. She did get Tommy good in the car.
Right. But notice the car. We didn't even see the first angle when Tommy rushed her.
Right. I know.
It just
strategically
happened. Right. The camera only just happened to get that other end where we didn't see shit. But we only saw when Natalie was doing her little uppercuts.
Nah. Because you know what's funny is that they chose to put that because if you look at the scene, there's actually a cameraman like on the other side recording Tommy's initial fight.
Right, when she snuck her.
Yeah, exactly.
But they did not include that in there, which I find so funny.
Are we surprised?
Right. Typical Zeus fashion. So, I mean, what can you do?
Right.
I just, honestly, I found it so weird that everyone was just, I get it, Natalie. It's your show. I get it. But can we have some, like, genuine realness? Because everybody just sucking your dick is this, it's not genuine.
It's so interesting because, right, like that's kind of what we get from watching these shows is like like how people interact socially and what they're willing to do. And it's just so funny how many, I feel like the ones that are willing to just really like blindly follow and suck Natalie's dick are the same people that are willing to blindly follow anything. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the sheep of the...
I wonder if they fucked Lemmy too, because I mean that's what is giving low key like for specific people. Maybe not all of the girls, but like certain girls, like for example, Slim Too Bad is a main one that honestly
you think
really,
so?
I don't know if she fucked Lemmy. I'm just saying that she
was sucking Natalie's dick.
Right. Yeah, that part. Like she's just doing a lot.
Yeah.
And I get it though. You're playing the game, but I don't know, tone it down a notch. Don't seem so thirsty for her friendship or validation. You know, but maybe she's just a fan, so I don't know.
Maybe. But yeah, that shit with Tommy was mad funny, especially like just hearing Tommy say what she got to say, seeing Tommy and Natalie it's classic. It's like the arch nemesis. Like, you know what I mean? Natalie gets so mad. Her lip buckles up like, you know.
Oh, I hate when she does that. I hate when she's like, I can't even do it because she, you know, I don't know. I guess the fillers or the lip injections, her lips are so big now. And it's just, I can't. I can't. Like, looking at it rise up. Like, it just makes me so uncomfortable. And then even her quoting Nicki Minaj's verse, like, girl, you really thought you ate. It's the last time you see a bad guy like me. Like, girl.
I didn't even
They always
that.
want to make me the bad guy. So it's the last time you see a bad guy like me. Like, really? It's just, you're so corny. Like, yes, you're a boss. Yes, you're smart. But damn, girl, you really can be so corny sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know, I guess I don't know, whatever. Anywho, that was that. Mm-hmm. You know, Aubrey had something funny to say in her confessional. We gotta talk about it. Aubrey had something funny to say in her confessional in regards to Tommy wearing her sheen caps, which a lot of people thought were funny. So, of course, after the episode aired, Tommy didn't like that.
No, she didn't.
You know, Tommy actually went to Instagram and basically said, you know, tell him why you had a don't touch me in your contract, constantly hiding behind security, but you have so much shit to say.
Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong, though. Aubrey is a confessional gangster.
100%.
I ain't gonna lie, though. She's delivering.
Yeah, she was funny. She's funny, but I guess sometimes part of me just feels like, I don't know. I talked about this on the Petty Headquarters story a couple of days ago about how I felt about it. But I don't know. I can't. Because the same way you didn't protect Suki, even though it was written in her contract to, you know, for her not to get touched, why are you protecting Aubrey?
Yeah.
If Suki could get touched, if Vicky could get touched, even though she tried to sue after getting touched because it was written in a contract that you couldn't get touched, she didn't get anywhere with that. But still, why does Aubrey need to be protected?
I don't know though. I feel like maybe, and this is just me chatting right now, but I think that Aubrey has been fucked over by Diddy before and the contract thing. And even when recently he has tried to like give her rights back to the Danity Kane songs, she turned him down because that contract giving her the rights, right, means that she's no longer allowed to talk about anything that happened. And she said that she was like smart about it. She was like, that's sus. We shouldn't sign it. And it was like only 2 out of the 5 girls that did not sign that or get their rights back. But anyways, I'm saying this to say maybe her contract was like strategic enough to be like, I don't fuck around because I've been fucked over before.
What does that have to do with being protected from the other girls on the show? I'm
saying like that's maybe the contract is
that doesn't make any sense. Like you're talking about Diddy versus going on a reality TV show where bitches be thumping. Like
I'm just saying, I don't know where maybe her pull. I don't know. She's been in the industry long enough.
I guess, but I understand that, but I also just feel like I have my stuff about Aubrey. Like I really do think you are a great addition. You're funny. You definitely are a baddie in your own way. You get money, you know. But you're not that different from the girls on the show.
And she likes to pretend that she is.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you be showing your tits. You have your OnlyFans. Like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
All these bitches got OnlyFans. You have your OnlyFans. You're not any better.
I noticed that she likes to pretend like, oh my God. You know, like.
Yeah, as if she hasn't been in some crazy shit herself. Obviously, that she doesn't talk about. She wants to sit there and say, oh, I'm from the Bay. I'm from the Bay. I could be about that life, but I choose not to. But then sit there and say like, oh, you know, my mind is different.
Yeah,
girl.
All right, so we're addressing.
Don't piss me off.
We're addressing that outro when she on the other episode, the last episode that just dropped. She was doing her goodbye confessional, and she said that these baddies are learning that the true power is in the mind. Basically, she just felt like she thought she was smarter.
She was condescending. So that's basically what it was. You were condescending and basically saying that like, I have my mind and like maybe they just don't learn, they don't know it yet or they don't have that yet, but they'll get there, with growth and stuff like that. And I'm just like, all right, I get it, but like at the end of the day, like calm down. Calm down. You're doing way too much. And honestly, it doesn't help that your skin tone is different. And knowingly, all of these girls that go on the show are women of color. So it does not help that you are a different tone. Okay? So
tell them.
Calm it down. Calm it down, Aubrey. Calm it down. So yeah, I mean, I think she's cool, a great addition. But part of me, I just feel like Why does she need to be protected so bad? But
yeah,
I guess.
I hear you.
Why are you going on the show if you can't at least hold your own? Even if you can't fight like that, you can't at least hold your own just in case someone really tried you.
You make a valid point, though, because at the end of the day, Suki wasn't protected.
Right.
Whoa, Vicky
wasn't protected. She swore she was
contract.
protected. She swore she was protected.
That is a very great point, and it's interesting to know, like, to think about why. And that's why I'm saying it has to be, like, legal things, because it's like if they were able to screw over Suki and Vicky, maybe legally or strategically, I don't know. There has to be something different. Like, Aubrey is not that different from Vicky in the sense of how the character they played, other than the pull, right? Aubrey has more power, has been in the industry longer, and knows what she's doing. She's smart. I'm telling you, she's smart. When you listen to her podcast, I've listened to a few of her interviews. She's very intelligent. Like, she knows how they play the game. So I don't know. Maybe that's why. But either way, though, I don't know. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and also Sapphire's confessional talking about, I'm going to protect my little white girl. Like, oh my God, can we stop? Can we stop, please? Why does it have to go there? Why does it have to go there? Because nobody's talking about Biggie because she can't fight either. Nobody's saying, I'm gonna protect my big Dominican or Gretch, right? But you're fiending to protect your little white girl. Shut the fuck up. The same thing with Lil Vicky with her Nigerian friend. She white, she not supposed to fight. What does white have to do with anything? How about y'all bring on white bitches that actually know how to throw hands? How about that? How about that? Okay, you keep bringing on these white bitches that can't fight. Bring on the bitches that really know how to throw hands, and then we'll really see some diversity with some hands. Make them hands diverse.
And then they say the N-word and it's over. Can't wait, yo. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yo. Okay. Moving on. After Natalie and Tommy have their little tussle, right? Their couple of rounds or whatever, their 3 rounds. After that, out of nowhere, Tasiki decides to pick her issue with Jelly Bean, which caught me very off guard. I was very shocked. I was very surprised because I'm like, what beef do y'all possibly have? You was standing there we forgot you were there.
Yeah,
like you were like in the back, in the distance, blending in with the dark of the trees, the shadows. I forgot you were there. Then all of a sudden you pick a fight with Jelly Bean over something that happened on Bad vs. Wild, which was so long ago.
Yeah.
And that interaction was so weird because basically what happened was, I guess for those that listen to this and don't know, which, okay, Tasiki said that Jelly Bean was standing too close to her man in the audience and in their section when she wasn't supposed to be there while she was on stage.
Right.
She told Jelly Bean to move and Jelly Bean did not move. So that was the reason, I guess she saw her, brought it up again, and decided to say it. And in that moment, Jelly Bean responds to her and was like, I'm so confused because we already discussed this. It was a misunderstanding. You apologized. You said my bad. I was just drunk.
Yeah.
Then Tasiki said, no, I didn't. Which immediately when she said that, I'm like, you're lying.
Yeah,
that felt like a lie. I don't know if you're doing this for camera time or because you know you need to amp up or you know people want to see you fight. You know, that's pretty much what the show is about. So I don't know what's going on. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was random as hell. I was confused. I felt almost as confused as Jelly Bean, really. Jelly Bean is a crazy name, by the way.
I just want to call her Jelly. Can I call you Jelly?
Yeah, we're going to call her Jelly. Because saying Jelly Bean is crazy. Like, saying Jelly Bean is wild. Like, we're talking about people here is crazy. But anyways, I felt like every time, because even the last episode, right, where she's on the couch and Tasiki comes and she's saying hi, it just felt weird. It was just like random because she went to go say hi to Tasiki and Tasiki swung again, and it just feels like a forced storyline. You know what I mean?
It didn't feel real on Tasiki's part.
Right.
Maybe Jelly probably felt bombarded and confused. I don't know, but I feel like on Tasiki's end, I don't know if she was discussing shit with production or if she just decided in her own head that I need to get camera time or I need to show out because if I don't, then like, I won't get the attention, or I don't know, maybe the new girls would try her. I don't know what it could have been. It could have been because them new girls was different. So I don't know. I don't know anything. I really don't know anything. So to me, it felt a little out of character for Tasiki, where it kind of just felt like, why are you doing this? It was so random, out of character. It just felt like she had no valid reason to do it and was looking for it, but wasn't really mad. Because you know when she's really mad, it's a different energy.
Exactly.
It's a different energy. Even when, like you said, I know we're jumping from episodes to episode, but on this last current episode that just came out, even when Tasiki rushed her, it looked like she held back while 100%. Rushing her. So it looked like it was fake or staged or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Yeah. Seemed like she did it for probably a storyline.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it feels. Because again, like you could tell she held back. Like she, you know, I don't know. Like even when she fell to the floor, right? Like Jelly fell to the floor. Like to see you would have jumped on her immediately. Yeah. You know, but she wasn't doing all that. And it just feels like she knows the power she can the damage she can cause, and it ain't even that serious.
Right. But I need a storyline. So I'm gonna do this just for the cameras, and that's it. It's nothing personal. Right. Is what it felt. So, exactly. Still weird to me though. Very weird. Because it's like, where are you? What? Where is this coming from? I was really staring at the TV. We were watching it. I was looking at the TV like,
yeah, no, that shit was mad confusing. Right. We're looking at each other like, did we miss something?
Right. Then Mariah sneaking her. Mariah sneaking her. Mariah sneaking her.
I cannot stand Mariah, bro. Like,
why is she here?
I am so fucking tired of Mariah. Like, really, like she bothers me. Her face bothers me.
At this point.
I'm sorry. Like, for real. Like,
at this point.
Like, maybe in a different show. I am sick. Why is she here? It's Baddies Caribbean, bitch. It's Baddies Caribbean. Why are you here? Like why is it that every time we see Mariah, she's sneaking someone? Always. It's so annoying. Always. Stay out of the fight. And I know Tasiki went online after talking about, oh, I wish I knew that she came in and did that. I want to give back. I love my sister, yada, yada, yada. It does not take away the fact that every time Mariah fucking wants to swing, it's like sneaking. It's so ugly. It's so annoying. Like, bitch, mind your business. That's how I feel. Like, yeah. I don't know. And then she likes to like create the story. Oh, I stand for my girls. I stand for my girls.
But you didn't stand up for Bianca like that. So I'm so confused. What are you talking about?
Right. And you could tell they're not real friends.
You could tell. Immediately, I was like, is this the storyline or something?
They was not real friends at all. Right. At all. Was they even real friends in Love and Hip Hop?
That's what it seems like. That's when we're like, oh, that's my best friend. As soon as she came on, I already felt the energy. Like, that's not your best friend. That's that's the friend Coworker. That you present to the media. Nah, that's your fake best friend that you present to the media. That's not your real best friend.
That's your whole coworker, because
that part.
She didn't even fucking want to fight for you. And I don't know. It just feels like Bianca, like I said, Bianca's using Mariah Lynn as her storyline.
That's true. I feel like they're both using each other. That's what it feels like. Honestly,
I don't even know what Mariah's storyline is. What is she here for? Because like she's flip-flopping like usual.
As usual.
Always flip-flopping. Like she went to the I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth.
Yeah, we need to stop going back and forth.
I mean, y'all know the last 2 episodes, right? So in this new episode, she went to the dinner with Tommy, Biggie, Tasiki, and Callie. And it's just like, why?
Like, aren't you Natalie's best friend?
Right. Why are you here? And yes, Biggie invited her. Don't know why. Biggie.
Just to be messy, probably.
Probably. Yeah. But, I mean, why? Ugh. It just felt. That's why she's like, oh, I want to blend in and be a chameleon. Yeah, you should. Shut up, because you're sitting with the ops.
So now that you did mention that, now we are going to touch on that part that did happen in that last episode where Biggie decides to take the girls to the lunch, right? Yeah. So, of course, Natalie brings the girls on the little nature trail, the nature hike, but she takes it upon herself to also announce that Biggie took some of her girls out to lunch and hung out with Tommy, her quote-unquote op. Yeah. Right? So me personally, I found it so funny. I was like, wow, you suddenly care about Biggie now?
She's your least favorite baddie, though.
Right. I thought she was your least favorite baddie.
Now you care.
Now, all of a sudden, talking about, oh, I feel some type of way. You're hanging out with my op. But it's like, girl, when you was keying it, when the eviction notices was a thing.
Yo, all the time, bro.
You was
I don't want to hear it.
keying it. When J-Lo was popping her shit.
Clock it.
Even when she already had her ones and twos, right? You were keying it, talking about Baddy shot o'clock when Biggie was crying.
What about when E.T. snuck Biggie in the last season?
Right.
She was kikiing
in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
All these moments, Biggie was getting embarrassed. You was keying it, yo.
Now she cares.
Now you care.
Very interesting.
How the tables have turned.
I was really, really, really happy to see that, low-key, because it's like, you know, coming from a fellow Capricorn here, right? It's funny because Natalie's gonna show her emotions in a certain light, but you know that shit hurt.
Yeah,
you know
100%.
she felt mad, even though she tried to be like, you know, like she said it, but she's trying to be like, you know, cool about it too,
right,
like you know, like whatever. But it's just like, you know, it hurts your soul that Biggie and your what is it, Tasiki, who's also really close with her, Mariah, and she don't really care about Callie, but still. Those girls decided to go with Biggie to go hang out with Tommy.
But also, I feel like it's an ego thing too, because she looks at them like, those are my girls. Like, how dare you take my girls and go out to lunch? That's supposed to be a me thing, not a you thing. Yep. And it's like, you can see Biggie going into this other leadership role.
I fucking love it.
Right. Because
like,
why not?
Yo, the fact that Biggie was messy and invited Tommy to the beach.
And admitted that she was messy at that.
And said it to Natalie.
Love
First
that.
of all, let's clock it.
Yep.
Biggie is dope. She's dope. She's real, because at the end of the day, she gonna say what she say behind Natalie's back in front of her face,
and that's it.
Exactly.
That's it. And she's been the most real one to really say how shit really works.
Yeah.
When it comes to Krishan, when it comes to Natalie, when it comes to anybody, like, she don't care.
Yeah.
She's gonna say how she feels, and that's that. And she's chill, and she's a vibe. Like, come on now. The one bitch that you wanted to hate on the most, yo. Even at the dinner, they all were trying to like fight her again. Natalie didn't care. Natalie was basically yelling at Biggie, telling her to stop. Yelling at Biggie, saying, you fucked up our bag. Yo. Biggie was the underdog. Biggie was the fucking bug that you stepped on. Because she was the least popular in your little clique, but she's the most popular outside of that clique. Don't get it twisted.
She's so popular. She just recently had like 2 shows in New York. Both sold out.
Yeah.
Both sold out.
Yeah.
Biggie outside and like for real got crazy fans. Like they love her. And she's a good time. Yeah. She's really a good time. Like,
and she shout out the petty headquarters. So shout out to Biggie, Big Dominican.
That's a fact. Hell yeah.
No, for real. So I found it very interesting that Natalie was like, how could you? After all of the things that you've done to Biggie, she literally goes to lunch with your op, and now all of a sudden,
now you care.
Right. And then, not to mention, when they were back at the house, before the little the trail, I forgot to mention something. They all were sitting outside. You know, Biggie's rolling up. Who else was there?
Meatball was there.
Slim Too Bad. And then Natalie, they came out. So, of course, Natalie's popping her shit like, oh, you invited your friend, but she got beat up. You know she got beat up, right?
Slim Biggie's was sucking her dick.
Slim was like, yeah, she got beat up. Yeah, she got beat up. And like, Biggie was like, okay, like, I know my friend, and I know for a fact what I saw, she did not get beat up, but okay, y'all. And she even said in her confessional, like, y'all are dick riding. And I was like, yeah. And she even said that there too, because it's true. It's true. But she also said, yeah, I was being messy when I invited Tommy. Yeah, because Natalie, you trying to play in my face. You think shit is sweet. Like, how many times do I have to keep pouring my heart out to you? So now I'm done pouring my heart out to you, which is good. That's what you need to do on these platforms. With bitches like that, you cannot keep pouring your heart out. No. You got to get serious after that because they not hearing you.
They don't care to hear you. That's the thing. Like, Natalie does not care. How many times, I feel like there's been so many times where Biggie has like really begged Natalie, begged Natalie for Natalie's approval, and just she doesn't get it. She really doesn't, which is why I was surprised we saw her in Connecticut that one time. I was surprised to see we went to a Biggie event, and
it was a Natalie. It was a Baddies.
Baddies.
Natalie was the main.
She was the main, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she brought Biggie and Saya. With her. Yeah.
I was surprised to have seen them there. And it's funny because when we were there, and it's interesting now to know that that's right, it was a Natalie event, because during that event, the DJ. I don't know how much, if this was the DJ thing, if this was the coordinator thing, or if it had anything to do with Natalie at all. But it was interesting that, you know, Stunna and Biggie have a problem. When Biggie was out here performing on stage or like just hyping up the crowd, they started playing Stunna's song.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah. It was really disrespectful.
Yeah, she even said something about it.
She stopped it. Yeah, she stopped it. She said, hell no, what the fuck?
Right.
But anyways, and that's what I'm saying. In real life, that's the same Biggie you see, the one you see on the show.
So yes, as we get further into the episode, at some point, Diamond the Body and Tinkerbella, I guess, still continue their little storyline, mostly because of Diamond. You know, Scotty is basically saying like, hey, what's the issue? And then, you know, Diamond is just trolling, I feel like at this point. She's just trolling, basically saying how she's always going to have a problem with her. So Scotty decides to take Diamond and Tink. Tink was sitting in one area, and then they went over to where she was sitting. Scotty was like, do you think you guys can resolve this? Da, da, da.
First of all, can we talk about that real quick before we get into what Diamond the Body and Tink said to each other? I thought it was very interesting and very different and out of character to see Scotty play that role. It was weird, right? Like, Scotty's usually quiet. She's usually Natalie's like, you know, sidekick. And for the first time, I feel like we're seeing, and I can't tell, there's like, you know, some comments and some fans have speculated like, you know, maybe Zeus is trying to have Scotty become like a leader role, right? Like a leadership role, because I don't know, it was really random. Like, when have we ever seen Scotty do something like that? Like, take two people who are fighting and bring them aside and tell them to resolve it. Like, that's something only Natalie would do. So I find it interesting that, you know, Scotty was doing that. And then, you know, recently Natalie was really pissed off because people were saying, oh, you're not the owner of Baddies. Baddies is not yours. And she got tight and was like going off on social media. And people were pulling up the patents, and they were just disrespecting her, saying that Baddies is not yours or whatever. That's besides the point. But she got tight, and she went off on a rant on Instagram. And in that rant, she said, go follow Baddies Code, which is a small little Instagram where she said there's going to be posting some more media there by Natalie Nunn or whatever, which is interesting because people are speculating that maybe there will be a transition of Natalie leaving Zeus at some point. I don't know how much of a far stretch that is, but I mean, why would she promote that Instagram? I thought that was interesting. No?
I'm not so sure. I really don't know. Me personally, I don't know if I can see Natalie leaving Zeus anytime soon. I don't know if that's something that can be a future endeavor, but I don't know. Maybe Baddies Code is just another place for fans to go get the tea. I don't know. Did you look at the page? Did you see what kind of media was posted?
Yeah, so Baddies Code had a lot of old like years, 2000, and I don't know, way before Baddies even became a thing. And it was Jayla, it was Chef D.
Okay.
Chef D was on there. What's the other guy from Bad Boys? The Spanish one that I liked? The one that we saw his butthole on Twitter.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about though? The one with the sunglasses. He always wearing sunglasses.
Colgate?
No.
Cash?
No, the Spanish dude.
And Andrew, what's his name?
I don't remember.
It started with Anthony. I said Andrew.
Yes. Okay. So, and it was like them in front of a green screen talking, and it was like a show. It's called Baddies Code.
Oh, wow.
But this was like prior. So I don't know if Natalie was saying, hey, I own this. This is my show. It's my idea because I brought it to Zeus. And that was like before the birth of Baddies. That's probably, I don't know what it is. But anyways, this is what people are speculating. Anyways, I just thought that it was interesting that Scotty was the one taking that weird initiative because she doesn't do that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It would make sense since Scotty is an OG. I can see them probably trying to do something like that with her. Because what else is there for her to do? She's not leaving Zeus.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. She's Lemmy's little. Moving on.
Anywho, so yes. So then, I guess Diamond the Body, Diamond did say that she would apologize to Tink, but when she got over there, she just straight up trolled her, didn't really apologize, just kept saying, I'm gonna keep fighting, I'm gonna keep fighting, I'm gonna keep fighting. Tink is over it. She's just like, you don't have to pay me to fight me. You don't have to pay me to fight you again. And that was it. They didn't really get anywhere with that.
At this point, though, like, you know,
it's tiring.
It is tiring. It's like episode 3 at this point.
Yeah, like drop it.
Or whatever.
I think it was like, what was it, like episode 5, 4?
It might be.
Yeah, it's episode 5.
That makes sense. She's doing every 2. So
yeah, so 5 and 6.
We're like on episode 5, but she does bring a valid point because Diamond she's doing like her own thing where she's on her YouTube channel. She's spilling exclusive tea, quote unquote, because it's not real tea.
Right.
It's her perspective on things. And so
content.
Yeah, it's content. Exactly. Right. So she was saying how, like, you know, that's practically day 1 or 2 for them.
Right.
And this is episode 5 for us. So it may feel like it's being dragged because, you know, they're dragging it, the episodes. They haven't even gotten to the bag yet. You know what I'm saying? They haven't gone to the they haven't.
I disagree. I disagree with that take on her part. Only because even when they were in the van on their way to the little nature trail, you can see the girls really tired. Like, they are over it. Jayla's face is over it. Everyone's rolling their eyes. They're kind of like ignoring her at this point. Natalie's telling her to chill.
Yeah.
You know, does an awkward petty laugh. Like, it's like, okay, girl, like, it's drag. Like, even Scotty's saying it's drag. Sapphire saying it's drag. Nobody gives a fuck. So, like, even if you're like, oh, this is day 1, day 2. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She did address the bus thing too. She said she was drunk and she was annoying. She agrees that she's annoying, but she's like, who else isn't annoying when they're drunk? Like, of course. And it's just like the same few days, you know? So, of course, that was what she had a problem with. But she does agree that she was doing too much on the bus.
I just want to point out something. I know the last episode about the Baddies recap, you know, we were talking about her being a clout chaser and how she even said that, yeah, she's doing this for exactly that, right? So why, when we post our take on that, there's so many people in the comments talking about how Diamond been on TV before, bitch. Yeah. Diamond been on Now That's TV before, bitch. What clout? She already got the clout. Bitch, you can have clout and still be a clout chaser.
100%.
You can still be a clout chaser. And on top of that, she's from Now That's TV.
Clout is a drug.
Right.
Okay. There's never enough. You're going to have more, even if you do have clout, which even I think is so random.
Right. Like, people are so simple-minded to think that just because someone, and in their mind, because they're not at that level where Diamond is at, they think that she is in such high places. Like, no, if she was, she wouldn't be on Zeus. Right? She would probably be on Zeus still, but she probably wouldn't be doing as much if she really had it like that. Like, I don't know. If she was like an Aubrey or something, she wouldn't have to do all of that.
True.
But because she wants, you know, she's on TV. Why not? Why not be entertaining? Why not troll? Why not do what I want for clout? Right? Like Anne. Like, let's just be real. That's really what it was.
Yeah, she gives me Anne vibes.
That's what it is. And people think that just because she already has clout of her own, or, you know, has things that she owns, like, that's great. You can be successful and still be a fucking clout chaser and annoying. You know, those two can coexist.
Yeah, and you know, usually when people are chasing clout, they just want more, right? Like, the way you make a few dollars, you're gonna want more. Like, okay, you may be big, but look at Natalie. She's working on and on again, not only to support her expensive lifestyle, but because at the end of the day, you, as human beings, you want more. So it just because she's a clout chaser, I mean, just because she had a show and she's been on TV doesn't mean that she can be any less of a clout chaser. How many people, famous people, do we know out here chasing clout?
And doing the most.
Doing the absolute most.
Doing the most when they don't even need to be doing that.
For sure, for sure. So it's like that, those two, what?
So your point was invalid. Your comment was invalid. Anywho, moving on. They go on their little nature trail hike, right? And they split up into groups. And, you know, everybody's in their own different group. And I'm just going to skip certain parts that I feel like aren't necessary because I'm not going to go over the same N-word thing with Gretch. I'm just not going over it.
Yeah.
So the main thing that was really a pivotal point on that nature trail was Meatball pressing Jayla about what her issue with Biggie was. That was like crazy. And that is how the episode essentially ended. On them having their little screaming match, and Meatball is just like, so bully me, you trying to bully Biggie. And I thought it was interesting that Jayla didn't really pop off. So that essentially brings us into the next episode, and that is where we start off from. We start off from that whole interaction with Meatball and Jayla. They're going back and forth, and basically Jayla is just explaining herself as to why she had her ones with Biggie. You know, and at first it was a hostile, environment and argument. But then after that, Meatball decided that she saw it from Jayla's point of view, and it was fine. It was fine after that.
It sucks because, like, the way obviously Jayla explained it minimized what she did online.
Yeah,
right.
Agreed.
Like, you know, like, okay, it was cool to see that Meatball didn't, like, you know, just like took her word and was able to not fight in the nature or whatever. But it's like, it wasn't the truth. Like, you know,
it wasn't.
Like, yes,
Meatball was easily manipulated.
Yes, Jayla did tell the truth, but she minimized what she did. Like, she was being a mean girl online. And yes, granted, I agree that Biggie should have never threatened her in the comments, but I feel like it would have been a one fight and done.
Yeah.
But she just kept doing it. It was so extra.
Yeah. You talking about Jayla, right?
Talking about Jayla, yeah, fighting with Biggie.
Yeah, it was so extra where it just felt like you kept going and going and going. If it was Biggie that was going and going and going, she would have been they would have talked shit about her. They would have did the most, but no one said anything about Jayla. So
right.
Whatever. That was that. Jayla didn't buck up. Jayla didn't do anything. Meatball was in your face.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
That was already like a threat. Mm-hmm. So for me, when Jayla did not pop off or at least threaten her, I was surprised because old Jayla would have definitely threatened a bitch that was popping off in her face. I was just like, no, but she's still acting the same way old Jayla was acting. So I was just very surprised, like how she acted with Biggie, how she acted when she come up in the house, how she talking to the girls. That's still who she is to this day.
Right.
So the fact that she didn't pop off or threaten her, I'm very surprised.
Yeah, but old Jayla would have also connected. Like, how many times did she fight with Gretch and she, like, didn't give her the ass whooping in that beach the way she should have, the way she felt like she should have. Like, let's be real. Like,
you want to do that?
Yeah, right.
Come here.
You love that face, yo. But she ain't even do much to the girl.
I'm sorry. I never seen Jayla's face look like that in my life. Shorty looked like an alien, bro. The eyes, the nose, the brows was furrowed, the mouth. I was like, yo. okay. Oh, gotta stop talking about her.
It cracks you up every time.
Every time.
Come here.
You like say that word? All right, I'm done.
Yo.
That's true. She did not connect like that. That's very true. She didn't.
What I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, are we surprised? I'm not really surprised. And I just think it's interesting how she's quick to swing on Biggie. She's quick to swing on Gretch. But when Meatball gets in your face, you don't.
So, I mean, I don't know. What does that say about Jayla? Take your pick. I mean, does she just know who to do it with? Or what? Like, does she just pick on people who she know can't fight? Or what? I don't know. But people like to have that argument like, oh, well, she beat Rolly. But like, I don't even know if that's fair. That's a fair argument, but whatever. Anywho, moving on after that, you know, Tink and Diamond, they're arguing again. And I guess in that moment, Diamond decides to get on her knees and give this stupid fake ass apology to Tink. Just being extra. Again, just entertainment purposes, I guess. That's how she thinks about it in her mind.
Yeah.
And kisses the ground and all that and apologizes to Tink. And I'm like, all right, you didn't have to do all of that. But this is what I'm saying. Again, this is that shit that people do just to be extra for clout. That's what makes it annoying.
You know, seeing that whole shit and it was just random and just switch. It was like literally a switch.
It was a switch because they were just arguing and she was like, you're a former dark skin. And then fucking Tink was like, you being racist to me. You being racist.
Yo, I just don't get Diamond. Like I don't understand. Like I really don't understand her personality at all. I don't know if we're even getting the real Diamond or if it's just annoying though. Cause it's like, I can't even connect with you because it just feels so like, you know, those little Twitch kids, the live streamers that just do the most for reaction.
Yeah.
That's what it just feels like. It just feels like weird. Like even, you know, after the nature walk, when everybody goes and she starts, we'll get to that, I guess.
Right.
But like, it would just felt like, so what? Like, you know, random. Like just
Yeah, so random. And you already know people are gonna like drag it that Tinkerbella called Diamond a monkey, so that she looked like a monkey. And I know you did mention something earlier and was like, oh, it doesn't help that she also bleached her skin, so it just looks bad on her part.
Yeah.
Calling Diamond a monkey, which I understand, but I'm over it. Like, I'm sorry.
I did mention that.
If you look like a monkey, you look like a monkey.
But she
I just know.
You could have chose anything else, though.
Yeah, you could have chose anything else. I get that. But also, like, I'm over the fucking narrative. I'm over the narrative. Like, bitch, if you're ugly, you're ugly. Because these are the same people that go online and say, oh, you're wrong if you call a dark-skinned girl ugly because it's rooted in this, it's rooted in that. And sometimes it's not always rooted in that, bitch. Sometimes you're just ugly. Like, can you just accept that? Whether you're dark, light, white, Spanish, you could be ugly.
Yeah, but she ain't say ugly. She said monkey.
That's true. She
you know
did.
What I'm saying?
But I feel like I feel like, yes, she did say that. And like you said, it doesn't help that she bleached her skin. But when I look at the comments of how people drag it, like, oh my God, you called her a monkey. It's the same type of energy as to when someone calls a dark-skinned girl ugly. And maybe the person that's calling them ugly is not dark. So if you're a light-skinned person calling a dark-skinned person ugly, right. It's like, oh my God, how dare you? But it's like, bitch, like, come on, like, stop being a soft bitch. Call that bitch ugly back. Call that bitch ugly back. Like, if you're ugly, you're ugly. And if she ugly, she fucking ugly, and whether she light-skinned or not.
And not for nothing, that's probably the most like name calling that Tink has called Diamond, because Diamond's usually calling her like all
types of stuff.
Tink just kind of like trolls, like plays.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. And the one time she calls her something, now all of a sudden it's just like,
yeah. I don't think it has anything to. But there is room to kind of like just keep in mind maybe that. You know, I mean, like I said,
like maybe she hates herself and hates her skin tone because she bleached.
It doesn't help that she bleached and then says that. Like, that's the first thing that comes out of your mind.
Does Diamond look like a monkey, though?
No, okay. She does not. What the fuck is this? Like, I never really understood that, but whatever. That's another conversation for another time, because I'm a real fucking animal activist. And when we talk about monkeys, we're talking about different species when it comes to me, and I get technical. So we don't want to get there. Right. So no, she does not look like that. She's not that cute in my opinion, but
she don't look like a monkey.
Right. Like, that's crazy. But anyways, but I don't think it's racist or anything like that, maybe. But I just feel like it's interesting to think when you think about, you know, what people say and the way they choose to describe things, like, you know, that principal that said about me, you know, when I graduated from school, he said he thought it was funny. He thought it was a joke. He said, oh, where'd she graduate from? From jail? Why did you say that? That's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of shows your deeper inner things. Like, he didn't see nothing wrong with that at all. But he judged me, right?
He didn't have no beef with you.
No, he didn't know me at all.
He didn't even know you at all.
But that's what I'm saying. So I just feel like, you know, whatever it's rooted in, there's something. So that's what I feel like maybe,
that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever she got going on.
Yeah, with Tink, that's fair. Because she could have said anything else. Like, you're right. She could have said anything else. So yeah, that they squashed that. And then can we just get to the reserve? They were so funny. I'm not gonna lie.
That.
They were so lighthearted and funny with their little rap. That shit was mad funny. I was like, yo, I fuck with them. Yeah. Yo. And J.O. Cool. I really love J.O.
You do.
I love J.O. I was like, when she got picked, I was like, yes. Yeah. I was like, yo, that's a real bitch.
Yeah.
That's a real bitch. Yeah. And I feel it from jump. I felt it. I was like, yo, that girl is different. So I'm excited to see how this plays out.
I like Big Keva. I like that she came.
She's a real one, too.
I'm sad Seventh Heaven didn't get in.
Heaven Marina?
Yeah. Seventh Heaven for me.
Yeah, that's a good name. That's a good little nickname.
Yeah, you know.
That was so funny. She really thought she thought
her whole confessional the whole time. Like, I'm the baddie, but honestly, let's be real, you didn't do shit.
Right, that's true.
You didn't really do nothing.
And her and Bianca's fight was staged. After the fact, there were, like, you know, some sources that was like, yeah, it was staged, like it wasn't really that deep. Even Heaven also took to her IG story and kind of like said the same thing, like it wasn't that deep. But yeah, so what else happened? I feel like when they were in the little groups, they were cool. Injury Reserve were cool.
Oh, that's then, Aubrey.
Yeah, I know. I was going to get to that. Aubrey and her little group decided to throw shade. at Bianca, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, Aubrey's a little catty, and you can see it
very
slip.
catty.
You can see it slip, and she a little messy, which is why I thought it was
very
interesting.
messy that she thinks she's above everybody else.
Right, because I'm like, you got the mouth, you got the slick remarks.
You got the slick remarks.
You got the attitude.
You do.
You funny, but it's like,
and
why?
you got your OnlyFans. I mean, you're about making your bag.
Right, which is
whatever means necessary, which is exactly like the rest of these girls on their show.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, don't think that you're above anybody. But I mean, I don't know. To each their own.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, her slick remark talking about, oh, if your man was a millionaire, you wouldn't be here, hun. I was like, but also it's like, Bianca can't fight.
I don't even think Aubrey's thinking about that. Honestly,
yeah, I don't think she's thinking about that either.
Her contract is to protect her. She's not thinking of fight.
I don't think she's thinking about it, but she wouldn't have said that to Tommy though.
Which is why I think it's interesting that maybe that's why she says what she's been saying on the show, because she's protected, and she, same thing with Will Vicky. You gonna say, because if you swear you're protected by that contract, you gonna say whatever it means, because they can't touch you. Right. So I don't know, but yeah, that was a slick comment. I was like, damn, Aubrey.
Yeah, that honestly really shocked me. I was just like, wow.
I mean,
it's a valid point.
I was gonna say, if she raises a valid point.
It's a valid point. It's true. But I was just shocked. I was like, wow, you haven't said shit. Now all of a sudden, she said it's my last day.
Well, she didn't like Bianca like that.
Oh yeah,
she didn't like Bianca like that because she was like annoyed that she got picked by Bianca.
Oh,
she was annoyed because she didn't know Bianca. She knew Sapphire and she knew Mariah. So she was hanging out with that crew. So she didn't really get to know her. So she was already coming in with a judgment of not liking her.
For sure. But yeah, moving on. They finally get to the top. They get to the top of this amazing cliff mountain view, right? After they did their little trail. And I have to keep calling it a trail because that's what it was.
Yeah.
So they got to the top, and then, Natalie does her famous speech, her infamous speech. If anyone has any problems, lay them out now. We don't need this on the road. We don't need this on the road. Can't do this at the club. Gotta make money tonight. All right? Immediately, Diamond decides to issue out her issue with Slim, Too Bad, and Dia. Talking about, you guys are followers. You guys are fake because da-da-da-da. What I found interesting, though, with that whole situation,
I know what you're going to say,
is that you swung on Dia, but you didn't swing on Slim Too Bad.
Oh. I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, what you thought I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say that when Dia, she called her... She called her a follower.
When she said, oh, Meatball. We forgot about that. When she said, why is Meatball getting in Jayla's butt, getting in everybody's business, but you're getting in everybody else's business?
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Why is Meatball inserting herself?
Yes, because Meatball was inserting herself in that argument.
Right. But Dia also inserted herself into Tink and Diamond's argument. Because Dia is like, oh, I'm friends with Tink. She showed me love. So Meatball's coming from the same energy. I'm friends with Biggie. She showed me love.
Yeah.
Duh. So I just don't understand how Dia can say that about Meatball, but
she's doing the same thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. But not for nothing, she also jumped in the fight with Gretch. She didn't have to. She snuck her. Yeah. She didn't have to. She could have sat and stood pretty like the Claremont twins and Scotty.
It's true.
Right? And Natalie and everybody else that wasn't jumping in.
Mm-hmm.
But you decided to, along with Slim. You guys decided to immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was weird.
Slim too.
Yeah. And it was weird.
It's giving followers.
Exactly.
It is giving followers.
It's definitely giving followers.
As much as I don't fuck with Diamond like that, she got a point there.
It is giving follower, but I just thought it was interesting that she swung on Dia but didn't swing on Slim. When I'm like, Slim was ready for you. Yeah. You should have just swung on her first. Of course, when that whole shit show happens, after that, what's her name? Diamond decides to sneak Dia. They fight. It's an embarrassing fight. Yo. Then after that, Slim decides to fight her. They fight. It's crazy. Slim got her hits in. Yeah. Good. Because it was
Dia was losing.
Yeah. And then Tink decided to jump in too because it's like, you really just rushed Dia like that.
Yeah.
And like she kept doing it. So it's like, why you keep hitting Dia? But then Slim, you also had the issue with you weren't rushing her.
It's true.
That's why Slim rushed her.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was very interesting that you, even though you addressed Slim, you still moved funny.
Yeah.
Like you were like, let me see how I could taste the waters a little. Let me test the waters a little bit with Slim. But with Dia, you already know she couldn't fight. So you just went in. You went in, right?
Yep.
And I didn't like that. And Tink clearly didn't like that either, which is why she jumped in. She rushed her. And it was just a whole fucking mess.
It was so extra.
It was honestly very extra. It was honestly not needed.
Yeah.
But then, you know, Natalie decides who else wants to get their issues out. And it was just a thing. It just kept happening.
Yeah.
Big Kiva.
Bro.
This is what I want to talk about. Big motherfucking Kiva
came in
and decided to settle her one with Tink. And she was like, you snuck me and I want my lick back, but we can hug it out after though.
Yeah.
I said, that's some nigga shit. That's some real nigga shit, yo. They really fought. Kiva fought hard. She said, I want my spot.
Yo.
She was beating Tink's ass. She said, me. I said, yo.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm surprised they actually committed to that after to hug it out. They actually hugged it out.
When they really hugged it out, I was like, this is really some nigga shit. Like, y'all really they took this shit to the streets like two niggas. I was like, yo.
I ain't gonna hold you. I seen some dudes really like that shit. Like, they really fight for fun.
Yes.
And then they were like, yeah, bro.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, oh my God. No way.
Too much.
I was like, yeah, that's some street nigga shit. Like, I was like, yo, these two really did that.
It was funny though. It was funny.
It was funny, but it was crazy. I was like, damn, Kiva was throwing them blows.
Yeah. She
like,
definitely did.
Sheesh. I guess that's how you get on Zeus.
Yeah, and who gave Dia the red nose? Was that?
It was Nunu,
because that was the fight after.
But
right?
this is what and like I want to address that because first of all, Dia and Nunu embarrassing. And first and foremost, the fact that after that whole shit happened, you already got into your fight with Diamond.
Yeah.
Everybody else already fought. Natalie said, who else wants another round? Then fucking Dia, I want to settle my one because I feel that you snuck me. I'm like... And then it was weird because it was so corny. At some point, somebody asked like if she wanted to fight. Who was it? Was it Nunu or Natalie? Like, oh, if she wants to get her lick back.
Oh, somebody.
And then she said, I would like to get my lick back.
Yeah, that was so. It was Natalie. It was Natalie who asked her.
I would like to get my lick back.
Not you.
Who acts politely like that? If you don't sneak that girl knowing she could fight, you do what you need to do. And she did not do what she needed to do.
She said it just like, say it one more time.
I would like to get my lick back. I would like, yes.
Yo, just like that.
I would like to get my lick back. Girl, if you don't get off the show at this point because you really said I would like.
Yo.
You're being polite?
Yo.
Jump the bitch.
She swears, she's like, no one's replacing me because I'm the only one who's really from the islands.
That's what's making you hang on by a thread, bitch. You're holding on by a thread only because you're Bayesian, bitch. You're from Barbados. That's the only fucking reason why. Literally.
Nah, that shit is funny.
I couldn't believe it. I was like...
I know. I looked at you like...
Embarrassing. Then you got beat up.
And that's even worse.
And it was so worse. Embarrassing to watch, honestly. And then you got a bloody nose on top of that.
Oh, yeah. The red nose.
Yeah. And it was just so bad. I was like, Dia, if you lost the first 2 times, just sit this one out. You guys had your ones. You didn't win because you just weren't the stronger opponent.
Yo.
Go back and train if you want to be stronger. But since you're not worried about that, you shouldn't have even brought it up. So I was embarrassed for her. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm cringing. Not only were you polite about wanting a fade, not only were you polite about that, but then you, it hurt. It hurt me. It hurt me. I said, you hurt me. I couldn't. I was like, I was over her. I was like, damn, yo, that didn't need to happen. I feel like that really could have been avoided. And it was just unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. And this is also where Natalie decides what replacements come in to stay for the show. Which she picked Nunu, she picked Big Kiva,
and J.O.
J.O. and
I think that's it. Everybody else.
Jelly Bean.
Oh, that's right. See,
Jelly
I
Bean.
forgot about her.
Yeah.
Jelly.
and you know, at first I didn't realize what Natalie was doing, but then I realized what she was doing because the next scene they finished whatever they had to do up there, and then they're about to get ready to go out, and they're all in the living room, and Natalie's talking about how bothered she is that
Again.
Biggie went to lunch or dinner with Tommy
and her girls.
And she goes, you know, today was an important day because we gotta pick who's gonna stay, who's gonna go. So she says something interesting. She says, so if you don't like who's here, that's not my problem, or something like that, or you weren't here to pick them. I thought that was interesting because she knows Tasiki don't like Jelly Bean.
Right.
And when she said that, and then the girls came in, I'm like, oh,
right.
What? That's the only reason why Jelly is here.
Right.
Because Tasiki, and to be vengeful or to be, you know, spiteful, to teach Tasiki a lesson or something, or to, you know, fill her ego, whatever it is. You could tell that was on purpose.
You think it was to teach Tasiki a lesson, or was it just, you don't think she was in on the staged fight? And she knew that they had issues and that was just simply it. I don't think it was to teach anything.
You don't think it was to teach Tasiki, like, oh, you hanging out with them? I think it was giving Mean Girl energy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe not, but I'm just saying.
Because it's not like Jelly could whip her ass.
No, but she bothers Tasiki.
But before that, can we just talk about the little lunch that Biggie had with Tommy?
Yeah.
Bro, the one part cracking me up was that the group of people sitting behind Tommy decided to get up and leave. Tommy looked back like, get the fuck on then. Yo, I was weak. Yo, Tommy really just don't care. She don't care. She really don't care. That shit had me weak. I was like, oh my God. And even Mariah with her little shade talking about, oh, no more bumping people to Cali. When she came in, I was like, oh my God, girl, you are so cringy. I'm over you.
I'm so over Mariah.
So yes, fast forward. After that, after the trail, they, you know, the girls do come back after Natalie has her big ass fucking meeting with all these fucking girls. Biggie comes in with the rest of the girls, and immediately, as Tasiki saying hi to everybody, she decides to, I guess, sneak Jelly.
Yeah.
But I noticed that she didn't go that hard. And she held back. And she didn't really like, and she, honestly, I don't think she connected. I don't think she connected her hits like that.
You think it wasn't?
She smacked the cup out of her hand, and yeah, she may have nudged her, but she didn't really connect those punches.
You were saying, like, we rewinded it, because she's like, she didn't connect. And
she didn't.
You think she did it, she didn't connect on purpose.
Yeah, I think she didn't connect on purpose.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when she really fight and when she's mad, oh no.
Right.
It's connecting.
Right.
The stance is on. The blows are heavy. The breathing technique is on. Girl know what she doing.
Right.
This one, yeah, I was like, you held back. It's giving stage. It's giving fake. It's giving, I just need to do this for storyline. And I don't know, maybe that was just the idea. That was the setup.
Right.
That's what it's giving. So yeah, I mean, that happened, which I thought was weird too. Like we talked about earlier, you know, I do think that Tasiki probably did apologize to her, but now because it's for TV, she's going to do what she has to do, and it's nothing personal, but it's still weird because the storyline is not that strong. It's not that strong or valid. So yeah, that was interesting. And then Natalie decided to confront Biggie. Biggie admitted it. Like, at the end of the day, like, what I say to you, what I say behind your back is the same shit I say to your face.
I love that.
Yeah, and she was standing on it.
Yeah,
and it's so interesting that, you know, her and Jayla settled their shit. But even so, Jayla was still irritating me, mentioning other things, talking about, oh, if you still want to fight, like, you know she doesn't want to fight, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you know she doesn't want to fight. And it's so interesting when they're going back and forth. You could see Meatball itching up in that seat.
Yeah.
You saw her itching up in her seat.
Itching, no. She's
like, what we about to do, baby?
Right.
What we about to do? Because she doing too much. Jayla doing a lot right now.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they were finally able to just squash it. And that was it. They decided to go out. And yeah,
we went out to the club and that shit looked lit.
It did. We wish we were there. We were like, I wish we was there. Like,
shit
if we
look
had
dope.
money to just go and follow them like we did in New York.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy because we would have been in that crowd.
no,
for sure.
for sure.
For
Getting
sure.
the tea.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it finishes off. The show finishes off with like them at the club, and then they went to another club, and then they were giving out money, and then people started getting crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but it's exactly. We've been to one of those like baddie stays. We know how crazy it gets.
Right,
so
right.
it looked fun. It looked like a good time, and then that was it, right?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And then we get the preview clips for the next episode where Gretch comes back.
I'm so excited.
She was at the hotel.
And we in Puerto Rico next episode.
Right.
I'm
in Puerto
hyped.
Rico.
Because I love Puerto Rico. We've been there. I feel like I'm connected there,
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool to see. And then that's, Gretchen's fucking hometown.
Right. So
So-
we will see. We
Mhm.
will see. And then apparently her and Meatball fight again. And
She looked like she got tossed, yo.
I mean, yeah, she got dragged.
Yeah.
Literally tossed. And she's tiny. So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I feel like when you fight in big bitches, you got to have technique at that point. Because fighting head on is just not going to work. All right. So is there anything else you want to add?
No. I'm excited to see the next episode. There's just so much going on in the baddies world. But I'm still liking the season. I'm excited that we're finally going to, move forward and go to the clubs and see more shit. I don't know. I feel like we keep losing people, but the more we lose, the more we gain. So, I mean, it is a little much that there's so many girls.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It feels like a lot. So, I feel like this season we won't see a lot of character development, which is like kind of whack.
Yeah.
Because there's so many girls
that some girls just kind of like
wash away in the background.
kind of fade away and become background characters.
Like Bianca, I feel like who? You know
what
I mean?
Yeah, like she's forgotten already.
For sure. So I don't know. So I'm just ready to like, just see more episodes, I guess, and But yeah, that's it. That's all. How about you?
Yeah, me. I mean, I'm all good. I'm all set. I said everything I needed to say. I said everything I need to say about everything with Aubrey. And every one of the girls and how the show is. I mean, yeah, I'm liking the show so far. This episode was a little bit mid to me, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's about it. That is our Baddies recap.
If you guys have anything else to say, did we miss something? Did your opinions on the show on the last 2 episodes? Definitely leave the comments down below. But you guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Randomania1. I know, such a random name, right? And you guys can find us on Instagram at the Petty Headquarters. We release episodes every Tuesday at 4. We're on all podcast platforms, whether you listen on Apple, Spotify, or Google, or whatever the case is, you'll find us. We're on YouTube, Petty Headquarters, you'll find us. So with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess.